Welcome to Hartford's Focus on Community. Today we have members from the Rotary here today, and I'd like you both to introduce yourselves and what your role is with the Hartford Rotary.
I'm Gene Kamholtz. I am a Rotarian with Hartford Rotary. The incoming president-elect, is that correct, Mark? Yes. Mark's my mentor in the Rotary. Part of the Hartford Rotary River Ride, as Mark would say, I'm the grand poobah or the shepherd, but it takes a village to put something like this together, and we're excited about the Hartford Rotary River Ride.
Nice. And you?
Mark Limborg. I'm a Hartford Rotarian, and I've been in the community of Hartford for about 40-some years. I enjoy working through the Hartford Rotary Club to try to make our community better.
Wonderful. And you're sponsoring an event. It's actually a fundraiser, I should say, but you definitely have put the legwork into it, correctly? And this river ride is going to be held on June 21st?
That's correct.
Yes.
Okay. And let's talk about that ride. Again, it's a fundraiser, so people do need to register. They can either register online.
They can register online, and they can actually register the day of the event if they want. They can show up that morning.
Okay. So let's talk about the ride. I know that before we went on camera, you talked about there are a few different rides, so let's start with that.
All right. The headquarters of the event is going to be at Centennial Park in Hartford on the Mill Pond on Saturday, June 21st. There will be 4 different rides that you can choose from. They all start from Centennial Park, and they're all loop routes. They all come back to Centennial Park.
Okay.
There is a 3-mile route that we call the Family Ride. It goes through basically through some streets and neighborhoods of Hartford and back down to Centennial Park. We have a 12-mile ride, and we have a 25-mile ride and a 40-mile ride. The 25 and 40-mile ride has a rest stop in Neosho where you can take a break, get some refreshments, before you move on to the rest of your ride. And the routes are well laid out for people. You don't have to know much about navigation. There will be arrows on the pavement leading you on your particular route. Or if you like, you can actually download an app on your phone which will give you turn-by-turn directions as you go along. So we hope everyone can come out and enjoy it. It'll be an easy ride. They have something for everyone, from the beginning rider to the stalwart high-mileage rider. Will have something to do.
So the information for these rides will be available that day, but will that information be available on your website as well?
Yes, if you go to our Rotary website, you will find a tab there to take you to register for the bike ride. And not only registration information, but then there are several pages of information about the bike ride itself, talking about the routes, the time. And I think we didn't mention that the registration starts at 7 o'clock in the morning. And it is, you start the ride when you'd like to. There's no mass start, so you can do it at your own leisure. And the only thing we ask is that everyone is done by noon. And at the park, we'll also be having band there, playing music at 10 o'clock from 10 to noon.
Okay.
And we have great parking. Snowway is providing parking for all the riders to come in, and so there's going to be, a safe area for people to park, and, that's a good thing. Got a lot of great companies that made donations, and you'll see them around the community. There's from our sandwich shops to businesses out in the industrial park, have all come in and contributed great donations to make this happen also.
For our viewers that are not familiar with Hartford, again, the mapping on the website is going to be important to them, and where Centennial Park is located on the corner of Wisconsin and Grand Avenue here. And you had mentioned Snowway is a business right across the street from Centennial Park. They have a large parking area, and there's also parking at our library as well as downflow into the lower parking lot. So if anybody is concerned about not having enough space, there'll be plenty of room to park and get near, unless they bike over, right? Yes. So again, this is a fundraiser, and this is 2 organizations that the Hartford Rotary chose to raise funds for. And let's talk about those organization groups, if you will.
Yeah, the Boys and Girls Club of Hartford is really based a community of an organization that helps the community, the young people, gather both after school, and then they have summer programs. And you'll see the programs, that parking lots. I always thought that the swimming pool's parking lot was just strictly for the swimming pool. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on over at Lincoln and whatnot, but a great program. And then the skate park, if you drive past Monroe and you look at skate park, the skate park is always busy. And if you stopped in and talked to those kids are some of the most respectful kids you'll ever meet. They might dress a little bit funnier, or you're like, wow, they do some dangerous stuff over there, but they are really some neat kids in our community. And I challenge anybody just to stop in and see those kids and ask them to do a move or show. I went in one night and I was watching, and this kid went up on this ramp, flipped his skateboard, and landed back on it. I was like, wow, there is no way, even at that age, I would have tried something like that. But they're really cool kids.
Yeah, two great organizations that were chosen, or clubs, if you will. And that decision-making process happens within the Hartford Rotary membership.
Yeah.
So there's a vote? Or
Well, it's, we try to look at what needs there are in the community. And,
Okay.
And things come to us. We became aware of the need for the skate park through, I think, Gene's connection with Sean Hempy.
Yeah.
And because I don't think we realized it had gotten into a state of disrepair that it
Sure.
was. And so it becomes an opportunity for us to help an organization like that out. The Boys and Girls Club, we've partnered with them for many years
Okay.
to help fundraise
right.
when they first got started here in Hartford. And we used to do a golf outing. And we decided to pivot this year and do something new. And this was actually Gene's idea, to do a bike ride as a fundraiser event instead of a golf outing. As you know, there's many golf outings. So we want to
Right.
do something that was different.
Bring the community together.
Right, and this is a rain or shine event.
Yep.
Again, June 21st, starting at 7 o'clock registration, but again, decide how long it's gonna take you and show up at that time to make your ride happen. And will this be individual as far as your registration? Are you having a family package as far as the amount that they're gonna be,
Well,
raising?
Yes, there's team event, family event, individual event, and we'll have the proper paperwork and stuff that they'll, when you register, you'll have to sign. So, we know who's out on the route, or routes. And I think that's really important that the community understands that we're looking at the safety. I've talked to our fire department, our local PD knows. I've actually reached out into Dodge County to the sheriff out there, let them know that there's going to be people out riding, the roads out there for safety purposes. So it's pretty important.
So my understanding is that will be monitored. Each ride will have some members from the Rotary monitoring the riders. Am I correct on that, or?
Yeah, we'll have, and people in the bicycling world know, we call it a sag wagon.
Yep.
So we'll have a couple sag wagons available for anyone that needs help. Everything from flat tire to just need some other assistance will be available. We'll have phone numbers for them to call if they need help. So it'll be supported. And
Okay.
there will be cars out on the route helping people. And then, of course, the rest stop at Neosho,
Right.
where we'll have people there as well.
And the rest stop in Neosho, that will be on the map?
It is on the map. It is at Neosho Park on their mill pond.
Yep.
Yeah. So again, the route guides you to the rest stop, and in fact, it's labeled on there.
Okay.
So it's easy to find.
Okay. And for this event, again, I said rain or shine, if someone would register and they could not make it, then they just couldn't make it, right? And they made their donation to the Rotary. I just wanted to make that clear. So can we talk about what the event is going to cost? And again, we talked about what the funds are going to be used for, but.
You want to handle that, Mark?
Well, individual registration is $50. The family is $100.
Well, it's $50 for the 3 mile ride for a family. And then.
It's $10 per
Yeah,
additional.
yeah, $10,
That's it.
and then anything, the 12, 25, and 40, if a family's gonna do that, then it's 120, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's-
And all that
it's on the
information
website,
is on
yeah.
your website. We should mention what that website is.
Well, there's, like I said, around the community, you can walk into like Angie B's or some of these businesses, and there's a QR code on it that you can actually just scan with your phone, and you can, right from there, go into registration. But you can go to, it's Hartford Rotary /
It's hartfordrotary-wisconsin.org.
Thank you.
.org. Yes,
Thank you.
thanks, Mark.
Yep. Okay, and that's really a great way. You also have your presence out on social media, so this is something that a lot of our viewers are familiar with, going on Facebook, and your information is on there as well.
Yes, we also work with, we are Hartford Orioles, so we're working with the school, the kids there, making sure it's out there. We have our Instagram, it's on our Instagram, it's on our Facebook site, it's actually on Snapchat, so we are,
You've got your face out
yeah,
there, okay.
yeah.
And choosing these two fundraising ideas, that's gonna be a 50-50 split of what, everything raised, correct?
Right. And we also are gonna have food there. The folks from the skate and bike park are gonna be doing brats and burgers.
Okay.
And so there will be food. So it'll be a family event. We
Okay.
would like people to hang out at Centennial Park and look how beautiful it's become down there on the mill pond.
Right.
Yeah.
So this event runs from 7 until 12 o'clock, correct?
Be like, yeah,
That's correct.
All right, and you're gonna have live music there at 10?
Live music from 10 to 12.
Okay, and the food there is to purchase, or is that part of what your entry is?
no, it's to purchase.
Okay,
Yep.
again, another fundraiser for two organizations here.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Is there anything else you think our viewers should know about the ride here, Mark?
Well, I'll just comment, you had asked a question about food. One thing, at the rest stop, that food is complimentary. We'll have snacks for the riders there and water, so
Okay.
everything's complimentary
Yep.
there. It's the only thing you'd have to buy is if you want something at Centennial Park.
So Centennial Park has a shelter that is new. That shelter is one that you have to get the keys to and rent that. Will you be in the open shelter?
No, it will be in the new pavilion.
Okay.
And if people haven't seen that, it's a beautiful pavilion that was designed to look like a train station because Centennial Park is right on the train tracks.
Right. And there is some parking at the post office, but not a lot.
Yeah, not too
But
much.
again, we mentioned the other areas for parking, and we also mentioned that you will be monitoring all of these rides with your members. Is there anything else that our viewers should know? We've talked about start time, end time, music, food. It sounds like a great event.
We're excited about, having the community, having the high school, the grade schools, the families of Hartford come in and enjoy something that's gonna be here a long time. This isn't a one and done thing. We're gonna focus on making this better and better each year. That's what I'm excited about, because we took the small steps to get this going and develop it, and we got a great team. I mean, that we have a community of leaders that are involved with the Rotary that have put their time in to make this something that's gonna be pretty special and keep Hartford
Good.
on the map.
Great. Well, I look forward to having you back at another date and talk about the other wonderful things that the Hartford Rotary is involved in for our community. Thank you both for coming
Thank
in.
you.
Thank you, Sally.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And to our viewers, as always, thank you for watching.